Hello, YouTube. It is Zector back with another replay analysis video. Today's video is going to be another team analysis. We're going to be looking at Twisted Minds. This is some of my first time watching their gameplay recently. Let's get right into it. All right, getting right into the replay. This is Falcons versus Twisted Minds. I have not seen any Twisted Minds gameplay, so this is going to be completely fresh to me. I'm really curious how Nupo is playing. Obviously, a lot of people wanted to see it from Nupo, so we're going to get in there immediately right off rip. Nothing wrong with this. Rise, probably not going to be able to get anything immediately off of this, so he's probably going to go for off-ball value instead. We'll go ahead and see. Yep, Rise immediately going for that off-ball value. Atomic going to try to zone Rawas in the situation. See how this goes. Yeah, it looked like he was missing. Notice Nupo taking his time. We do have a Rise on the right here. This looks like a comm, actually, that came out. Rise probably said that he was on the right. We'll go ahead and look at this from Rise in this situation. This is not bad. In a situation like this, when a lane is already so established, especially when you have a Rawas or you have a player that's kind of watching that lane, it is okay to be a little bit closer into that lane. You can see he's playing a little bit distance. I feel like he thinks his touch is going to go lower than it actually is. If this touch does go lower, then this is a completely fine position. But that's okay. That's fine. I will say, like I said before, though, it's okay to play a little bit closer in that lane. That is an option in this situation. I like that by Atomic. Oh, okay. I already don't like what Atomic is doing. It's not terrible what Atomic is doing in this situation, but we'll go ahead and look into it. I really like this. This is really good. Getting these resets, and the reason that resets are so good in this game is because they create offensive options for you immediately. So now in this moment that Atomic got this reset, he immediately has more offensive options, right? Which is really good. But the way that he used it is for a beat in the situation. I don't agree with that. We already knew Rawas was very, very close. We knew this was wishful. We knew that it was a slight probability that we got this, but getting a 50 here is going to give us more guaranteed value. And we can see he was in a really good position to set up that 50. And where is our teammate? Right here, right? So we have a Nupo really close. So if we would have gotten that 50, that could have been really favorable for Twisted Minds in this situation. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. Okay. Looks like he's going to try and play it over. This touch could have been a little bit higher. Looks like he wanted to get a little bit higher. I think he was aware of a Rawaz in the lane in this situation, and that's fine. Rise probably going to leave in that situation. Yeah, it's just a goal. We'll look at that from Atomic real quick. I like what Atomic's doing here right off bat. So I said this in one of my previous videos, but this up here, oh my, this up here, all of this is a 2v2, right? So Atomic can do whatever the fuck he wants, essentially. Like, he really can. He can do whatever he wants. He can go for this player for quite a bit into this situation. Like, if this situation were to follow the sequence, he could follow kill in this situation for quite a while. So that was really well played. I like that. Understanding when you can do that off-ball value, right? When it's just a 2v2, when you have that time, you should absolutely be looking for that off-ball value. That is the bare minimum. You need to be doing that. Right off rip, no problems with this initially. I like this. Just going to play a 50 here. We do have a Nupo in a lane in this situation. Nupo really pushing into this lane here. Oh, I just want to say, it is so refreshing watching this gameplay. I've been watching way too much NA recently. This is a really good touch. I like this. Not the touch that he completely wanted, but this is pretty close to it. He wanted to get really high here. Wants to make it really awkward for TRK. Wants to make it as hard as possible for him to really come in and get any options on that. And he seems to have accomplished that a little bit. He's now going to play this position on wall here. This is one of the strongest positions in the game. I'm going to go ahead and break down this, right? This is similar, you know, also to all of my new viewers. This is connector. And the reason I've referred to this as connector in a lot of my videos is because it connects the backboard to corner, right? And I've had to reference this area a lot, which is why I termed it. But let's get into this area, okay? This area here is one of the best areas in the entire game.
in the entire game for both offense and defense, okay? But let's look at this. In this situation, TRK has to play out of the corner. A lot of players come into a situation where they have to play out of the corner. The reason this position is so strong is because Nupo can come in here, right? And let's say that they want to go up corner and then play like an air dribble out or a reset out. Nupo can jump off wall here. He can go all the way to ceiling from here. Now, let's say they don't want to do that. Let's say they just want to play into, you know, out of corner from this direction. Oh, well, Nupo can still deal with that, and he can deal with it high, and he can deal with it low. And if he plays it slow and dynamically, he can play all of those options, but that's not it, right? Let's say TRK wanted to jump above the ball, pop it down, right? That's another possibility. That's another option in this situation. It doesn't fucking matter, because from this position, Nupo can still cover all of this. And what this does is it forces it mid to a teammate that is usually here. In this situation, we don't have one. But this is really, really good. I really like this. But here's the thing about this positioning, right? Here's the thing about this area. It gets even better. If there is a player that is typically going to be right here. If there is a player right here, the player in this position can play this a lot more risky, right? The only thing a player in this situation needs to accomplish is not letting the ball get past this player. If the ball gets past this player, it's usually pretty bad, because there's usually not going to be another player back there. So there's going to be one player cycling back, and that's usually going to end up in you having to play a defense. So I really like this. We'll go ahead and just see how this looks from here. But we can see, as I said, it ends up going into middle, right? And he didn't even necessarily but it's like Nupo's presence in that area forces that touch to go elsewhere, which is really, really good in this situation. This is okay. I usually get on players for this, but TRK is like just now jumping off the wall, right? So it's whatever. How did I know he was just jumping off the wall? I was just listening, and also I knew the previous location that I saw him at and the estimated amount of time it was going to take him from get from that location to the next. That's the reason that I knew how close he was here. So this is fine. It ends up not as favorable, but this is okay. We have an atomic. So Nupo is, see, the difference between what the players in NA do is they just jump for the ball. They literally don't give a shit. Like, there's no regard for if they have a teammate, if they have a support, or if their teammate even has any boost a large majority of the time. But in this situation, this is a very calculated act. This is really good. I like this a lot. And we can see atomic should be able to get something favorable. Probably just bangs it out. That's going to be really good. It's going to give Nupo. Yeah, it does end up banging it out. Nupo has boost now. Now Nupo can turn in pre-position and in a really good position in this situation. Rise can also turn in, play a lot of mid options. We'll see how this goes out. Ross could bang out here, truthfully. I like this touch. It's looking like, yeah, I was about to say, it's looking like Nupo wanted to jump. Here's the thing. If Nupo jumps in this situation, since Ross is so far away, typically in this situation, a lot of players actually expect them to go higher, so they end up getting faked low. And that happens a lot. So I don't really agree with jumping from this far back. If anything, we should have let Ross use a little bit of boost, come a little bit far forward or further forward. In this situation, kill is really the most threatening option. Ross is going to use up some boost. Maybe he drops off to a kill, but that's just going to give more time. We could have a player backboard by then, considering Rise is over here in this situation. And we can already see he could kind of pre-position for something like that if he really wanted to, play dynamically in this area. All of that is completely fine. But anyway, let's go ahead and see what happens. He's going to get faked. Yeah, he's going to get faked low. And this is just how it is. It's really hard the closer they are to their net and the more boost they have to determine whether they're going to go high or low, because a player could have just decided to go, but it's like, it's so common. Like when Rise, so let's go back a little bit, right? Rawasa in this situation can see Nupo the entire time. So already Nupo is giving Rawas a lot of time to figure out how he's going to play this situation. You can tell he plays it very smoothly. He already knows what he's going to do. And it's very clean and it's very smooth. And it's because he knew exactly what he's going to do, because Nupo kind of gave away his intentions, right? I like this. You know, let's look at this. This isn't terrible. I did see Rise come into this lane in this situation, but he kind of backs out. This is a lot different than a lot of NA players. A lot of NA players would have just thrown themselves out here, but this is not bad. He doesn't need to challenge right there, truthfully. He really doesn't. And now Kill is going to use more boost. You know, I can kind of predict this whole entire play, them coming out on offense. And that's just based off of the situation that I'm seeing now. I feel like they're going to find a pocket of space because they're not going to be able, yeah, exactly. They're going to be able to come out on offense. That could be a beat, right? How did I predict that? I was just looking at the situation. That's literally it. In the situation, what the situation is telling me is that, hey, you know, because Ryze did this and didn't just go immediately and cause Kill to use like no boost at all, he let him use his boost in this situation, went up, and we have an Atomic over there as well. So now that player is out of position. Rawas doesn't have boost or a turn. TRK can't go because he doesn't have boost. And now all of a sudden, Twisted Minds is on offense, right? That's how it works. That's what I've been saying in like all of my videos, and this is it properly done. Like, this is great. This is great. Absolutely amazing. We'll go ahead and look at this. This is okay by Atomic. I mean, we already have a who is that? A TRK, like, or it was a Ross. Coming up connector in that situation, so it's, you know, it's whatever. Once again, that's one of those situations where, I mean, Atomic executed it so well, and when you execute it really well like that, it tends to work out, especially when you have those slight windows, which he did in this situation. Like, if he was even a little bit later, that would have been really bad. So I can get away with the timing, but this is okay. I like this. I like that Ryze turn. This is really good. Wants to dissipate that pressure as soon as possible. Really good look, really good check. Knows where that player is. Also, this is why I say, hey, listen, objectively, the best camera swivel speed is 10. If you're not using 10, you're scamming yourself. Okay, that's like sitting in your car, right, and taking longer to look in your rearview mirror. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It literally makes no sense. One swipe of your right stick, you have now seen that player's nameplate. That's all you need to see. Now you know where they are, right? A rough estimate, and that's going to help you out significantly. If you don't have your camera swivel speed at 10, go ahead and change it for me, okay? Also, transition speed. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is the best transition speed in the game. 1.7. okay, anything higher, it's way too snappy. With 1.7, you're getting that information, but you can also kind of see what is happening. No reason to be doing these things slower. We don't want to get information slower in this game. This game there's a lot of information that you should be taking in. Anyway, let me stop yapping. I like how Nupo is playing this. It already looks like he's trying to get a beat in this situation, but look at this touch. Look at this, right? I'm going to help every single one of you that's listening right now get better mechanics immediately, okay? So in this game, and I'm going to make a video on this topic at some point, but I call it, it's like the triangle. It's a triangle in this game. So this is all of your fundamental mechanics, okay? It's going to be aerial car control, ground car control, and dodge control. But in the middle of all of that sits momentum. Momentum is present in every single thing that you do in the game from the moment you get on the field, right? It's going to affect every single thing you do. If you go in the air, you're using a combination of aerial car control and momentum. If you're on the ground, you're using ground car control and momentum. If you're doing a dodge, any dodge, right, you're using momentum. So that's why it's incredibly important. Look at this, really great example. Uses a little bit of boost, just wants to get this first touch. Knows that first touch is going to be heavy, immediately maneuvers his car just enough to be able to get this next touch. He's not committing too much boost here. He's just kind of letting himself flow with the ball in this situation. Comes over here, gets something favorable. It's really just like that, right? Use only enough boost and use only enough air roll. If you've been watching a lot of my content, you know how I feel about ugly ass air roll. What Nupo just did was beautiful. That was beautiful usage of air roll. That's how air roll should look. That was amazing. That was brilliant. Atomic, I mean, this is, honestly, this is not a bad challenge. A lot of players play these ceiling challenges really poorly. In this situation, notice, once again, he's not committing too much boost, because if he goes really fast and then TRK makes a quick movement, he's not going to be able to react. But more than that, he's not going to even be able to physically do the movements necessary in order to get to the ball because he's moving so fast. Notice he disengages a lot of that boost, and he only starts committing it when he has a very good read on the area that TRK is going to go. This is executed well. I love that. That was really well played. I like that a lot. Nupo, this is beautiful. I like that. Really good 50. Once again, really good 50 by Ryze. I remember seeing some comment, and it was about having a low boost in your. Here's the thing. This is really well played. Notice this. Ryze did the bare minimum, and this is something I've said in my videos before. If you want better 50s immediately, wait for that initial contact. Wait to feel that contact on the ball and then dodge. Your 50s will immediately be better, okay? Really, really good. And you can tell that's what he did here. It's a very, very small change. I'm actually going to slow it down a little bit so that everyone can see, right? But notice this. Waited for that initial touch, then dodged, right? And this is a proper 50. That's really good. It allows Atomic to get past here. Atomic's going to be pretty much, he can just play out of the wall here. I doubt a TRK is going to go in this situation. He doesn't really have any teammates. He shouldn't have went. That was not very good. But yeah, now Nupo gets a play on the ball in this situation. Doesn't get exactly what he wants. We'll go ahead and look at it. But this is brilliant. Look at this. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It gives me goosebumps. It's just, it's so good. Every single player should look like that. If you do, like, this is such a great example of like what air rolls should look like. Like, if you ever wondered in my past videos, like, wow, this guy says ugly air roll a lot, take example from Nupo. He understands it. He truly gets it. Okay, there's a couple of things that Rise can do in this situation, but check this out. He takes his fucking time. Holy shit, right? And I guarantee that because he takes his time here in this like specific situation, that they get a goal out of it. And this is what NA players don't fucking understand. Look at that, boom. Played that really slow, played a nice 50 back into his teammate that has the support, right? Yeah, no, this is a goal. No. Look, dude, I mean, I don't read the future. It's all written in the fucking play. The situation in this game tells you all the information you ever need to know, which is why I don't subscribe to the first, second, third man shit. Like, I use that just as positional identifiers, but not as a way to play the game, right? And it's because everything in this game is so situational, so incredibly situational, and you need to be able to read the situation. See, that arrow was kind of ugly. I'm not gonna lie. There could have been a lot less arrow in that, but you know, oh well. Dude, Atomic, honestly, that is not bad. Like, once again, this is brilliantly executed. Jumps up, you know, I remember saying this. I don't remember what video, but there was a player that was going. I think it was in my Vatira video. But there's a player going really fast forward and not just vertical. Vertical is always going to be the way to go in a lot of these situations. If you go really fast forward, it's going to give them so much power if they decide to just keep that vertical momentum going, because you're not going to beat them. This is brilliant. Hovers here, knows that Rawas can only do but so many things. He's covering the exact options that he has in the situation. This is brilliant, which is why you don't see him going way too high or way too low, is because this is prime position. Even if Rawas gets above him, you know what? There is a Nupo on connector right now, right? Which is something every single person, if you're watching this right now, which you are watching this right now, you should have also known that there was a Nupo there, right? Because guys, listen, you have to pay attention. You have to know these things because it makes your decisions so much better. Look at this. That was fucking beautiful. It was beautiful. Like, there's literally nothing that I can say about that. It was just really played. Like, really played. I'm fucking stupid. It was really well played. A really good challenge by Rawas, but really good by Rise as well. That was played beautifully by both of them. Oh, this is so fucking I just love this. See, this is the gameplay that I want to see. Like, all over the place. This should be the bare minimum. You know, I could sit here and, like, really pick apart, but honestly, it's just the amount of mistakes in this game compared to most games that I have watched recently, it's just like significantly less. Now, there's a lot of mistakes in this game still, but you can tell just how many good things are in this game. And that's because these are just really, like, Nupo, honestly, one of the most fundamentally consistent players probably in the entire game right now, truthfully. Him and Rawas. Honestly, every player in this lobby, like, yeah, I can say, just about every player in this lobby, really super duper consistent. But honestly, I don't dislike Rise as a player, but I think Rise still has a little bit of work to do, but not bad at all. Rise is still playing pretty excellent in these games. We'll go ahead and look at this from Nupo. I like that touch, really good touch. Wants to play a little bit slower here. Oh, he's looking. Holy shit, he's looking. He's gauging distance. He's trying to figure out what they're gonna do. Starts playing it low. That's I mean, I like that a lot. Atomic probably wants to play either a really heavy side touch in this situation, or he wants to play a really light touch. Now, you can already tell by the boost, this is not going to be an incredibly light touch, right? Had some power on it. Atomic could have done something significantly better in that situation, but it wasn't terrible. A couple of options here. So Nupo, really quick decision making. Holy shit. So, like, in this situation, honestly, he kind of caught me off a little bit in this situation. But, you know, because, like, I figured what could have and what would have happened, but he did it so quick that it actually surprised me, which doesn't happen very often. He noticed, he knows if kill goes up that wall at all, he is going to go. He notices that boost, that engagement to the wall, and instantly goes. There is almost no fucking way that kill gets anything here. It's going to be nothing good. Yeah, exactly. Nothing good. And Nupo could have played that better too. And that would have been even worse for Kill in that situation. That was just an outplay. Honestly, Kill in that situation, I don't even fully disagree with what he's doing. Like, I feel like he could have played it a little bit more out here, like not so much in, because like Nupo should do what he's doing here, and that's why Kill should have played a little bit further back, because he would have been in a better position to deal with it. But Atomic, this is really good. This is gonna give his teammates time to do. Oh, they're leaving it. This is a calm. It's a bit wishful. I really don't like that. That could have been significantly better. We could have done a shot. I think literally anything but that would have been significantly better in that situation, but not terrible. Not terrible. Definitely can get away with it. Okay, we'll see what's up. I like that big bang by Rise. Rawas could just bang this back out, truthfully. Yeah. This is a great challenge. Really light touch. He does have a support under him. They're not going to go, though, in this situation, but that was a really good dunk. Yeah, now they're going to go, which is really, really proper. Looked like he was kind of aiming for that full boost. Saw TRK. Probably thought TRK was going to go grab that full boost, so he didn't go for it at all. He's not going to turn for it again because of how Rise and Atomic are. It would be kind of silly. But this is, I mean, like I've said this before in my other videos as well, players don't know how to disengage. This is a great example of players saying, hey, you know, I'm probably not going to fucking get that, so I'm not going to even waste my pathing going over there. This is fucking great. This is great. Truthfully. There is a player behind Nupo in this situation, but it's in the net, so it doesn't even matter. No, this has been a great game. This is one of my favorite games that I've watched in a long time. And, you know, like I've said in a lot of my I don't really like watching rlcs because it's just not entertaining to me because, you know, my brain, I've studied this game religiously, like way too fucking much. So I just see so many mistakes in the gameplay that's just, it's like watching, you know, I don't know. I really don't enjoy it. And also, since I started doing content, I really wanted to give people fresh reactions to me watching stuff, so I can just give my raw input on the matter. This is all pretty good so far. There could be a player that pushes. I actually like that a player didn't. This is really well played. He's going to get that extra touch over, too. That was not bad either by Atomic. I like that he got in the way there. That could have been good. Ooh, that was a really excellent touch. This is good. Oh, my God. That was a really good read by Rawas as well. I don't really like him doing that here. He had an Atomic. Atomic could have played it a little bit better than him. He could have saved a little bit of boost. That's one of the first, like, fundamental, like, not the first, but that's one of the biggest fundamental mistakes I've seen from him this whole game. Ooh, that was just, honestly, that was really well played by Rawas. Like, that placement was really good. I like that a lot. All right, let's continue. We only have 35 seconds left. I can't even remember what like the score line was. I think it might be this. I don't think any goals are scored for the rest of this game. But no, this dude. Both of these teams are good, but Twisted Minds just they're so fundamentally consistent right now. Like in so many other decisions, there is calculated effort. I know these guys are grinding. I know this is what I love to see. And you know what? Looking at NA is fucking trash, bro. Like, I'm gonna make a tier list video pretty soon when I go over like a couple more players, or do a couple more teams. I want to fully know what I'm ranking. But yeah, no, NA is trash. I'm gonna be honest. I can't tell you many of my favorite NA players off the bat. Like, I don't know, dude. But yeah, no, that's for a different video. But I'm gonna get to a lot of your other suggestions. I have them all in a list. All your little players that you like, all your teams that you like, I have them all. Okay, I'm gonna get to each one of them. I'm also gonna be putting out more general content. I want to put out an entire mechanical series. I want to do videos on all of the different mechanics in the game, all of that extra stuff. As well as just some like general stuff like positioning, you know, a positioning guide, a challenge guide, just how you can look at the game. You know, I want to change a lot of people's framework because a lot of people's underlying framework of how they view the game is kind of flawed, and it's been perpetuated through a lot of just really bad things that have been said in the community. Like, for example, one of them is just go fast. That one was like spread in like 2018. It spread like a wildfire, and to this day I've had to fix it from players. I mean, you still see players just playing way too fucking quick. Like, they just have no idea how the game works. But anyways, I'm yapping. If you guys like the video, please leave a like, please subscribe, and please comment. I will see you in the next one.